Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that bell notification so that you are notified every time I post a new video. Oh, I'm missing an earring. Where on earth could my earring be? And I'm actually missing the earring that had the good back on it. It can't be nowhere between here and the kitchen. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, and happy Airy-Wary. If y'all don't know what Airy-Wary is, it is the month of my birthday. So instead of February, we're going to call it Airy-Wary. Now, I hope everybody is happy and healthy and just having an amazing week. When I'm shooting this video, while I'm shooting this video, it is technically February 1st. However, you will get it on the 2nd. Yeah, I'm decided to pre-record my videos the day before so that I make sure that I get videos out to you, because every day, as I tell y'all, my mood does not allow me to shoot a video, and I want to make sure that you guys have videos. And though I have these big hoops on and I'm -1, I hate my ears, so that's one of the reasons why I wear these caps sometimes, because I really don't like my ears. And I sit to the side. Let me move this chair over because I lean to the side. Oh, my rose fell. You'll see my rose. I love my rose. This is my rose friend. My husband surprised me with this one day, and he knows I love stuff like that, so he got me my little rose. So this is my rose. We're going to sit it right there. All right, there we go. There's the rose. And I'm trying not to let the girls show, but I ain't got nothing up here no more. I went from a G cup to a very slight B cup. And by slight, I could be an A cup. But enough about me. Let's get into today's video. I told y'all yesterday that I wasn't sparing no more feelings. Like, I do videos and I try to be tasteful with it, and I will remain tasteful. However, these videos, I would not be transparent if I did not give you the real life stories as they transpired in my life. Though I have been in a loving relationship with my husband now for the past 13 years, my life has not always been great. I told y'all I am a divorcee, happily remarried to a man's man this time. I got it right the second time around. But in the past, I was married. I married my high school sweetheart. And there are a lot of good stories came from that relationship. Good to give y'all. They wasn't good while I was living it. This camera make it look like something going on with my lip. I don't have an overline. I promise. That's either for me drinking or something happened. But don't pay attention to my top lip because it's disturbing me right now. Hold on. I got to fix this. Anyway, so yeah, into today's story, I'm going to tell y'all about my now ex-husband, but then current husband, and how my still to this day best friend slash a sister, blood couldn't make us thicker, had to tell me that my then husband was fooling around with a transvestite. What do you call it? Transgender now? I'm sorry, I don't want to be politically incorrect. It was by day he was a guy, and by night he was a girl. Either way, he was my husband's side piece. Excuse me, ex-husband. Then husband. Now ex-husband. And I'll put my glasses on, y'all. I can't see that well. I do wear glasses in real life. So in real life, I got my glasses on because I'm blind in real life. But yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday, even though I don't. It's not something that, okay, these glasses don't like the light, so I'm going to have to go at this blind. I never forget. I'm going to tell y'all my side of the story on what he gave me, his version of it, and I'm going to tell you how I found out the truth, and then how my best friend put me on to the game. So this was like 2004. He was in and out, drugs and whatever else he was doing, whatever. Disappeared for days at a time, whatever. And this one day, he picked me up from work in my car, of course, because he didn't have anything. And we had a flat tire. I was in Home Depot parking lot. This is not a sponsored video. And my phone rang, and it was my girl. And she was like, "Yo, E, I got something to tell you, but I don't know how to tell you." So I walked away with the phone. I was like, "Yo, spit it to me." And she was like, "Yo, such and such for video's sake, because I don't want to give him no credit or him come back and try to sue me later. She was like, yo, Tyrone messing with that transvestite that be prostituting in Richland. I was like, what? Nah, that ain't how he told me. She was like, yo, E, everybody know. I was like, word? Alright, I'm gonna get with you later on about that. Because we and him was together, so I was like, okay, we'll get. She was like, I don't want to have to tell you that. I was like, we'll get up with that. Alright. So, things started coming together, right? A couple of days before she actually told me that, here's the story I got. I would pick him up from his grandmother's house in the evenings when I got off work. And for some reason, he wasn't at his grandma's house. He'd be down the road to his cousin's house. And I'm like, that's unusual, because he liked to go to his grandma's house and play his PlayStation. So I'm like, so I remember knocking on the door one day at the house, and I could hear somebody moving around. I'm like, am I crazy? Somebody moving around in the house. So then here he come up the road, and I was like, I heard somebody in the house. He was like, nah, nobody in the house. So I let that slide. Then I got that phone call from my girlfriend like a couple of days later. So I didn't say nothing, because, you know, it will reveal itself, right? So then I, like a couple of days later, I went back to the house, pick him up as always. This time I was like, nah, I'm going in. So happened the door was unlocked. So when I went to open it, the person must have heard me and hurry up and locked it. So I kicked the door in. And then next day, by the time I got in the house, I was like, what is this? The person, the transvestite, was in the house. And he was in between getting dressed, because it was almost nighttime, so I guess he was getting ready to go out on his night prowl. Or she, whatever. I don't want to be politically incorrect, but this is the situation. Again, this is like 2004, so here come my ex-husband come up the road. And I'm like, what's... And he was like, oh, nothing. And keep in mind, this person had snacks on the counter, so I used to eat their snacks. And not knowing it was his snacks. I guess he was messing with the bread man too, because he used to have donuts and stuff, and I was eating the donuts and stuff because they was on the table. And so I'm like, well, what is this? This is what I'm hearing. This is what's going on. And he was like, no. So in front of me, he tells the person, you got to leave. So then I was like, nah, you can't come back to my house. He was like, no, I'm going to tell you what happened. Let's just go home and talk about it. So we get home and talk about it. He was like, here's what happened. The person, you know, I guess gave him some oral, and then he was like, then he found out it was a guy, and then the guy started blackmailing him, and he had to let him stay in his grandma's house because he didn't have a place to stay, so he let him stay there. Well, it was before, we was having trouble before that, but I promise you, I ain't never messed with that man like that, never. I was already planning my escape anyway. Not my escape, my getaway. So my plan was really full speed ahead, full throttle in the action. Nah. So then I talked to my homegirl who was telling me about it, and she told me what happened and how everybody knew, and I was like, wow, small town, I'm the only one really didn't know. Just keep going down, so pulling this up. So then I talked to some of his homeboys and was like, Erica, man, because they all used to try to holler at me too. And they was like, Erica, man, you don't even deserve that, man. We told Tyrone, like, man, that's a dude. Before he even did it, we told him that's a dude, and he did it anyway. So you knew. He knew. He was messing with a dude. Yo, I got tested. I'm straight. I ain't worried about it. But, so, I ran into the trans, and I was asking, I was like, yo, you knew, my husband knew you was he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, so it was more than one occasion? He was like, yeah. I was like, that's what's up. Alright, cool. I didn't even feel no type of way because I had already mentally checked out anyway. I was more embarrassed for him. Like, yo, you can't even go around your homeboys because they clowning you. You a whole clown in these streets. Alright. So, check it up. He was saying how he was being blackmailed, and you wasn't being blackmailed, dude. You was willing. You was a participant. Not only was you cheating on your wife, but you was cheating on your wife with a dude. That was in you. Which brings me back to, he had a, how do you say it, he didn't like homosexuals. If anybody, like if I had a gay friend or something, he would get upset. He didn't he had like a homophobia. But the whole time it was because I think he was down lowish, you know? Call it what it is. A spade is a spade. And I didn't get past that. He got past that. He was sure most people always know you embarrass your family, you embarrass yourself. Everybody know, people just stop talking about it. And people looking at me like I'm crazy, but y'all, little do y'all know, I was out. I had maybe a month or two after that, I was deuces. I was just waiting to get up out of there. I played it real cool. But that's how I found out that my ex-husband was messing with transvestites, transsexuals, transgender. I don't know. I don't want to be politically incorrect. But he was messing with a dude. Either way you put it, it was a dude. Yeah. And my girlfriend, that was the hardest thing. I think that's why to this day, me and her can tell each other anything. Because if you could tell me that my husband was sleeping with a dude, you could tell me anything. Like, yo, I need you to be the one to tell me I'm dying, because we broke the ice on that one. Like, oh, okay, that's what's up. And even like years later, even the other day, I was driving thinking about telling y'all this story. Things started to come together in my head. Like, one time I remember him running from around the house, at his grandma's house, running from the back of the house to meet me at the front. And that ain't something he ain't never did. So all of these things, like, oh, you was messing with a dude. You like that. And then somebody told me recently, like, they ran into him, and he was, not recently, but like within a year or so ago, and he told him a story about he got so high one night, he woke up next to a man, he didn't know what happened. You know what happened. You was for everybody. But anyway, anybody that was, I didn't say his name, if any of his friends or family watch this video, yo, it was more embarrassing for me, 15 years ago than it should be for y'all watching this video. Being married, you don't expect, like, married women, we have it the worst. I don't have that issue now because I'm married to a man. That man in there, that's a man. I'm married to a man's man now. Back then, I was married to a straight bitch. I'll say it. My husband now, he cringe every time I even tell him about this story. Yeah, I had to go get tested. I had to go do a lot of stuff. Like, married women, we have it bad because we don't expect our husbands to transmit things to us. Luckily for me, I've been blessed in life to never have no type of STD or disease or nothing like that. But that was, if I'd have stayed in that relationship, I probably would have ended up with something that I couldn't get rid of. But I say this to say, women, you have to always just be on high alert with anybody. Women and men. Now, I'm not even going to just talk about to women. Women, men, we all have to be on high alerts. Because men, y'all wives could be out there messing with somebody and bring something home to y'all. Women, your husband's out there messing with somebody, bring something home to y'all. You just never know. You have to be real careful. And even being married in a relationship, it's okay to go get tested here and there and know your status on everything. Shoot, investigate the person you marrying. Don't marry the first person you fall in love with. I'm actually drinking tea because I decided to give y'all a little tea today. But yeah, that was one of the stories. Maybe one or two people know that story. And the people in Richland that, knew it before I did. But that's the story. My first husband apparently liked men too. With that being said, I'm going to end that story right there. I got out of that relationship. I made my decision long before I even found that out. I'm going to go under like this still for y'all, the light, not the glance. But long before I even found that out, I had already made my decision that I was leaving. I'd rather just take these off. I can't see, but I'd rather just take these off. I had already made my decision that I was leaving. That just made even easier decisions not to come back. I know a lot of people leave relationships and they come back. I never went back. Anybody that looks at this video and says, oh, she always talking about him. No, I don't. I'm talking about a story from my past. I told y'all I would be transparent and give y'all some crazy stories in my life. And if that ain't a crazy story to have in my life, I don't know what is. How many people can say they was married to a man that not only cheated, but cheated with another man? I'll take 1 for 100. Hey! You guys, by the time y'all get this video, I will be hopefully at the doctor's in Augusta, and maybe somebody can finally, I got several appointments. This is a process. I have to go to one tomorrow. I have to go get a test to see if the nerves in my body is still functioning the way it should be, because I don't think they are at this point. And then I have another one later on in the month to go and see exactly how bad what is and why it's trickling down to the other side. And then the next one will be getting the results read for all of that. So hopefully we are on the right path to somewhere. But I hope y'all enjoy the story. This is not a story from my 10-year-old self. This is a story from my early 20-something-year-old self. But nevertheless, it is a story. And I hope this, women, if ever y'all get, or men, whenever something in the back of y'all head ain't sitting right, evaluate that situation. Because if it ain't sitting right, something, you ain't resting, something going on there. I can tell y'all nowadays in my now life, I'm married to a man's man. I don't have them type of issues. With that being said, happy February. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you didn't think. And if that person that I used to be married to is close to you and you feel like you want to curse me out, curse me out. I enjoy all feedbacks. I'm a big girl. I put my foot on everybody's neck. Now, where are we going from here? To the next video. Be safe. If the creek don't rise, I will see you in the next video. Remember, treat people as you treat yourself and the close people around you. Don't cause no harm to nobody that you wouldn't have done to yourself. Until next time, it's your girl, Erica Yolanda.